Like, hey, Scoob, did you hear Nikki Blake is hosting a Scooby-Doo panel? No. Yeah. Like on today's Scooby-Doo episode, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy meet Nikki Blake. Yeah, and a Scooby Panel. Like, we need to get this puppy started. Okay, Nikki Blake, take it away, Scooby-Doo.
Welcome to the Scooby Panel. I'm your host, Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com, and today we'll be celebrating Christmas. So we all have some really cool stuff that we want to show everybody. Our favorite items, we're going to talk about the items that we wish we had, and a couple other things. But before we get started, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. So Danny, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm DANII MEGER, or Masquerade's Fox, and I am the current Guinness World Record holder for the biggest collection of Scooby-Doo memorabilia.
Jimmy?
Hi, I'm a reasonably new Scooby collector, but I've collected toys my whole life. So it's been fun to kind of jump in and see what kind of things are available. And I've amassed quite a bit in just a very short time. I'm in Southern West Virginia, so out in the country a little bit, but I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Derek.
Hi, everybody. My name is Derek Queen. I'm a big Scooby-Doo collector and fan, and I'm a co-host on Zach Kirby's Scoobcast, which is a Scooby-Doo review podcast.
Wendy.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas. I'm Wendy Bridge. I'm a 30+ year Scooby-Doo collector, and in my off time, I paint pictures.
JB.
Yeah, so happy holidays, everyone. I'm JB from the JB and Miller YouTube channel, and we run a weekly Scooby-Doo podcast called Smash or Pass.
Devin.
Hi, I'm Devin Smith. I am a miniature artist, so I take like big things in the real world and I make them really small. But that has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo, and I'm just a Scooby-Doo fan, so that's why I'm here.
Tiger.
Hi, I'm Tiger Singh from Scooby-Doo DaphneToo. I host a live talk show on Instagram, and I'm sort of a Scooby collector, just a wannabe Scooby collector more than anything. Glad to be here.
And Al.
Hi guys, Merry Christmas. I'm Al Chiasson. I am a Scooby-Doo collector. I've been collecting for roughly 12 years and a huge fan, obviously, and I'm glad to be here. Hopefully this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I figured we would talk more about our collections and that kind of stuff for Christmas because, you know, you never know, somebody's going to watch this and decide, hey, I want to find that too. That'd be a great Christmas present for somebody. So even though this comes out the week before Christmas, so we're still celebrating Christmas today. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the issue with the resellers. And it's because it's been driving me crazy. So I finally found this guy. Okay, he's the greeter for this year, $19.99 or whatever at Walmart. But you see him on Mercari and eBay for $50, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the resellers and them basically pricing things for like 3 to 4 times the value of the actual item? And Derek, let's start with you.
Okay, sorry, I'm keeping myself on mute when I'm not talking. Yeah, it drives me crazy because I often love finding like older Scooby-Doo stuff and being able to add it, especially like stuff like the Warner Brothers Studio store. I love when I can get my hands on that. But, you know, I'm also a really big fan of the Scooby-Doo Funkos, and there are times where Funko only distributes them like on a special day, and you have to be like one of the very first people to get on the website in order to even manage to get one because they sell out so fast. I remember when the Hex Girls Funkos were announced, and I was immediately seeing listings on eBay for like $200 for, I don't even know how much it retailed for. What was it, like $30 at Hot Topic? And that's just insane to me of how much of a markup that is. And when you look at older stuff too, the prices that people name on it, it's really hard to even say if it's really worth that. But I mostly see it with the Funkos because of how time sensitive those items are, but I've been seeing that ever since I really started getting serious on my collecting, and it sucks.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with the Funko Pops that either myself or my husband were able to get on and get them. But yeah, it's crazy how they just sell out within like 2 minutes. And then they all end up on eBay and they don't even have them in hand. They're on eBay with that,
Right.
oh, well, maybe you'll get it if I get it.
Mhm.
But if not, then I'm going to cancel your order.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
very,
I've
very
had orders canceled before on certain Funkos that I wasn't able to get my hands on, and that's really disappointing.
Yeah. Tiger, what are your thoughts on the resellers?
I feel like it makes it, especially with these new things like the Funkos or the Loungefly, these limited edition Scooby-Doo things that keep getting released, it makes it so if you can't afford to buy it or, you know, be there when it comes out, you're not getting it. And it's just sad. It's unless you have, you know, a surplus of money to throw at Scooby, which a lot of people don't, you know, you really have to be there, and these people make it impossible. It's not just Scooby, it's everything now, especially with coronavirus. I feel like it's getting hit extra hard. Like I guess a big example, you know, the PlayStation and the new Xbox that are out are being scalped to hell. That just reminds me of what's happening with like these pops. It just, people don't know, people don't even use them for themselves. They just want to make money. That's it.
Jimmy, what are your thoughts on the resellers?
Truthfully, I don't see it as much of a problem with Scooby in general. Of course, other things, absolutely. Like I'm a longtime He-Man collector. You know, you have things that go on pre-sale and then they're $300 before they even come out. You know, and there's some of those collector lines that are like insane. Other than with Scooby things, though, I've not really noticed like insane prices except for the pops, of course, which pops in general tend to do that kind of thing with exclusivity and whatever they do. But other than that, I've not really run into much experience with it in Scooby. And I just kind of think it's part of the collecting game. You know, there's nothing you can do to get around it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Danny,
just a
what
part
about
of
you?
collecting.
Yeah.
I would say I also kind of scared. The resellers don't really have power over me so much because I have terrible luck buying online, so I don't. So I've got most of my stuff in person, but I know how bad they can be. So I always say, like, whenever I see people like getting upset about it, I'm like, all you have to do is ignore them. Ignore them. Don't buy from them, because you can do this without paying too much and paying too much to them. And then they're going to have a bunch of stuff they can't sell, and they have to lower the price down to at least get their money back. And then we don't worry about it anymore. It's really hard to do that because, of course, you want like the newest thing, but just know if you missed out, like, do not be crushed. Do not give in to them. Wait it out. And if you weren't supposed to get it, you weren't supposed to get it. You know, it's okay. You're not doing anything wrong by not giving in to them.
Yeah, very true. And if people stop buying from them, like you said, they'll have no reason to buy the items to resell them. And then we won't have a problem finding them. So, Devin, what are your thoughts?
I was going to say pretty much the exact same thing that Danny just said, is like, you know, it right away, it's like everybody wants the newest thing, you know, and so you want to jump on it. And when people buy things in bulk, you can't exactly get it right then because it's like, oh, it costs like $20 and then they're selling it for like $300. You're like, I'm not going to spend money on that. But some people are willing to, obviously, because if they want it that bad, they'll get it right away. But if you wait it out, more than likely it will be cheaper over time, because just because a couple people are selling it for that right away, it's not going to last that long forever, you know? So yeah, pretty much the same thoughts there as Danny, I'd say. And like myself, besides like doing art, I also do reselling, but I don't do it like that. I go to like garage sales and like thrift stores, and I'm not like buying things that are brand new off the shelves in bulk and then trying to sell them to make this like big profit. Like I'll go find stuff that people are like pretty much selling like for a few bucks here and there at garage sales or like thrift stores, and they're like, they think it's junk. And like, I'm like, oh, well, I think it's cool. And I know someone else will find it cool. And instead of it going to like the garbage, I'll resell it like online, but I don't sell it for like ridiculous prices. Like I keep it reasonable for people because I know if I find something cool, I want it to be reasonable. And so I know other people are going to want that too. So I wish resellers would do that, because not everybody, like I live in like Wisconsin and we don't get a lot of like Scooby-Doo merchandise that people in the cities would get. So it sucks that you have to go online and then it's like way overpriced. It'd be nice if resellers would just do the honor of reselling things that they find in stores for a reasonable price, so you can at least have a chance at getting it for, you know, not an arm and a leg.
I'm in the same boat as you. I do the same thing. You know, it's what you got to do nowadays sometimes.
Yeah.
There's different types of resellers for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
What are your thoughts on the resellers?
Pretty much what everybody just said. I agree with all of it. I don't like it, but I understand it. Like, I understand why they're selling them at crazy prices, because they know there's people like us that really want these things, and some of us are willing to pay anything to get it. But then I agree with what Danny said. It's like, if you wait it out, you'll find it somewhere along the lines. Like, I'm a collector where I don't go on eBay very often or any of those sites. If I find it, I find it, and then I'll buy it. But I don't go out of my way to look for something. Usually, I mean, not usually. I mean, as for, you know, like with the Funko Pops, I'm still waiting to find the creeper, but I'm not willing to pay $150 for it, you know? So when somewhere down the line, if I find it, I'll buy it. Like a friend of mine just bought me, which one was it? I can't remember. It was one of them. And, you know, he found it for $50 or so. And it's like, okay, well, that's reasonable. I can do that. But I mean, like I said, I understand why they're reselling it for the high prices, and there will always be somebody out there who will pay that price. That's the sad part. You know, like we're saying, okay, wait for it, but it doesn't happen. You know, realistically, I don't.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I forecast this Funko Pop boom to pop very soon. You know, it can't have that much life left in it, and I think we'll be able to scoop up all kinds of things.
It's pretty popular, but
oh yes, but it can't go forever.
No, that's true. Nothing does. But yeah, I mean, when there's still sellers out there, they will still be selling these things at, you know, crazy prices.
Yeah, and as long as people keep buying them, they'll keep doing it.
Yeah, it'll always be there.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not.
Wendy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, in a word, I think the whole practice of it is gross. That's just my opinion. If you don't want something, don't buy it. And I'm talking about the people that are buying things to resell them. There are plenty of people who will come after you that would like it. You know, if you see 5 greeters in the store and you want one, fantastic. Buy it, take it home, put it in your collection and enjoy it. Do not buy all 5 of them. Okay? Don't do that. That is rude, it's gross, and it's completely unnecessary. I don't care if you can afford it or not. Buying something so somebody else can't have it is wrong. Buying something to resell it at a huge profit is wrong. Don't do that. Okay. Be a good neighbor to your neighbors and let other people enjoy what you also would like to enjoy. And if you're not going to enjoy it at all, then leave it there for someone that's going to, because it's just unfortunate. We're also looking at this as adult collectors. Well, at the end of the day, Scooby-Doo is still a children's show. And at one point in time, most of us here on this panel tonight were children who were super duper excited to find Scooby stuff in the store or to get something Scooby related for Christmas. I mean, I'm hoping I'm getting something for Christmas now, and I'm 35. But when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, that was a huge deal. That I couldn't wait for that. Well, if anyone who is watching is one of these people that we're talking about, don't think of us collectors, okay? Think of the children that you are stealing their joy because you are, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be a Grinch and say it, you're too lazy to get a real job. I'm sorry. I'm saying it, guys. Get a job. Get a flippin' job. If that is the way that you want to make money, stop it. Stop it, please. You're not making the world better for anybody. You're making the world really crappy for a lot of people, including children, and that's not cool. You know, there are lots of people that would like to go and buy things and not have to break the bank, not have to think about, okay, well, what am I going to do without in order to get this, when it was priced at a price where you could get it and something else, you know? And this goes far beyond brand new merchandise. Just the other day, I don't know if any of you will know the plush I'm talking about, but there's a little plush of Scooby. He's about this big. He's got blue sandals on, and he's holding a blue towel in his mouth, and the towel is embroidered with Scooby-Doo. I sent a screen cap of this to Nikki. It's on eBay right now. It's from the 90s. It's not even vintage. It's just a plain old, like, it's cute, all right. It's absolutely cute. I kid you not. $1,399.99 on eBay right now.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, and the thing is like, I'm really worried that there's some moron out there who's got more money than brains who's going to buy it. And it just, this is the message today, guys. This is the message of Christmas and Scooby, okay? Don't buy from these people, because if we stop buying from them, they will stop doing it. We can put an end, at least to the majority of this kind of behavior, by adapting our behavior. And like, I get it too. I want things. Okay, I really do. And it sucks, because if I want to buy literally anything off of eBay, it's just an easy $30 shipping and an extra 25% to make it Canadian from USD. So most purchases that I end up making, I am overpaying for them, but my money is not going to the seller. My money is just going out there to the post office, to the exchange, to PayPal, you know what I mean? But it still sucks, okay? All of these things are what jack up prices of everything. And it does suck. It sucks for everybody. So show some restraint. One quick little pointer specifically about the Funko Pops, because I didn't know this before, but yeah, when those Hex Girls ones went on pre-sale in the very beginning, the same day, like $700 on eBay for pre-order. eBay has a rule. You cannot put anything up for pre-order if it's going to be more than 30 days before you have it in hand. And there is a handy dandy report button on every single listing. And when I learned this, I went through and I reported every single Hex Girls pop, and the next day they were all gone. There's something like that. There is something that you can do. They are only allowed 30 days on pre-sale items, and they will take it down if you report it. So there's my Christmas tip for everybody. Merry Christmas. Go report some crappy sellers on eBay. Yay.
There is hope. I did the average between all my Scoobs, and the average amount of money I have spent on each one is $4.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Like, it's
Awesome.
thrifted, garage sale, conventions, gifts, obviously, and
That's good.
stuff like
That's
that.
surprising.
Like, you can do
Awesome.
it. Don't worry.
Yes.
You'll find stuff still.
I will say, to add on to Wendy's point about, like, you know, kids missing out on stuff that scalpers get. I'm also a really big Pokemon fan. I love playing Pokemon video games, and I was following the story that was going on back in the summer about Walmarts and Targets and stuff having to stop selling Pokemon cards because people were running into the stores when they would open at like 7 a.m. and they would just be scooping packs of Pokemon cards into their carts.
There were like physical fights as well. It was crazy.
Yeah, physical fights were happening too over these cards. So they can go home, list them on eBay for higher prices. And the whole reason for it was because the coronavirus pandemic caused a shortage in Pokemon card production. So like there was a bit of a scarcity there, but it was really just driven by the people who were buying it. And also too, like there are a lot of items that are just crazy prices on eBay. The Scooby-Doo Angel tree topper, I finally got my hands on one that I was really happy to get, but there's people selling it for like $400 or $500 on eBay just because it has the box with it, and it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That greeter, the same seller had it on Mercari 4 times. So they obviously bought 4 of them for like 40, 50 bucks each on Mercari. It's crazy. It's like, okay, I can see if you're going to buy one and resell it, you want to make some money. But when you're buying all of them, it really doesn't make it fair, you know?
I can't believe how some of these guys just have no qualms about selling things for thousands of dollars. I mean, even to Nikki, I had like a duplicate of something, and you know, I said, do you want to buy this off of me? And you know, she's like, how much? I'm like, $20 too much? Like I felt so bad, right?
Yeah.
You know? But
I gotta say something on that. Nikki is so sweet. You know, I posted that I saw the Funko cereal for $50 somewhere, and she's like, hey, I have 2 of them. You want one of them for $20? I'm like, oh
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I don't feel like, you know, if I buy something for $20, I don't want another collector to have to pay double what I paid just because I can make another $20.
Yeah.
You know, to me, like, you're a collector. I'm a collector. If I find something or you post something that I want and I say, hey, how much is that? You know, I hope that you would do the same thing for me. So
I've bought stuff from DANII before, actually. I still have that blanket that I bought from you. I love that blanket.
He posted like one time about this blanket, and the next time I went thrifting, I was like, and I like immediately bought it, and I was like, it's coming. I got it.
Yeah, I was so happy when you messaged me about that.
JB, what are your thoughts on the resellers?
I mean, it's very, very different here in the UK, you know, and I think as someone that's more present on YouTube more than anything else, it is so easy to fall into the trap of paying scalper prices for things. And it's like we discussed before, like with something like Pokemon cards, for example, Animal Crossing recently announced a new series of amiibo cards, and we were so scared about not getting them, and we wanted to get them more or less on release day so that we could get it out as soon as possible, we could enjoy it. For 10 packs, we spent £100. I don't know what that translates to in terms of dollars or anything, or like Canadian dollars, but just out of fear, we spent £100 on 10 packs, only to find out that we could, if we waited just a week or so, we could have imported from Australia a booster box of about 24 packs for £110, including postage, packaging, and import fees from Australia all the way to the UK. So stuff like that is crazy. But bringing things more back to Scooby, and I think we mentioned this a lot, I think it seems to be a recurring thing with Funko Pops. An issue with that is, and I don't want to diss something like Box Lunch, because from what I understand, every sale of Box Lunch does go to a very good cause. So no like disrespect to that. But in terms of stuff like the Scooby things being Box Lunch exclusives and Hot Topic exclusives, I don't know if everywhere else has those stores or those charities except for the UK, but they are nowhere to be seen in the UK. And so the reality is here, there is absolutely no chance of walking into a Walmart or a Target or a Hot Topic because they're just not on the shelves. So it's not even like we could go to a garage sale or something like that, because if they're not in the country to start with, the only options are websites like we have over here, such as Double Box Toys, which import to their website and then they sell on to you, but for, I guess, decent prices, or scalpers. So I don't know. I think that the reality is that if you're somewhere so far removed from, I think, the US, and I don't know if it's the same for anywhere else, it's either you try your luck with basically a scalper type setup where they're selling you pre-orders for items they don't have yet, but at decent prices, or if you really are scared about not getting something, it is the scalpers. And we've never needed to resort to scalpers, but I don't know, it is very, very difficult to come across items in different parts of the world, and that's kind of my rationale. I'd love it for it all to be a good price, but I think at the end of the day, if they keep on releasing products that are exclusive to this shop that's only in this place, then they're just more or less, then I don't know, they're kind of just feeding into the issue in and of itself.
Yeah.
They're asking for the scalpers to get them.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely could do more, maybe setting up collaborations with things that distribute more worldwide, but I don't know.
I mean, I get what you mean, especially when it comes to like Box Lunch in particular. they're not really being a lot. There's only one in Michigan, and I live about 45 minutes from it. And I usually just make the trip out there if there's something that's only there. Like if I can only get it at this box lunch, I'm gonna make the drive. But I feel bad for places that don't have them anywhere near them, and I'm not even close to it nearly.
I haven't been able to cross the border and fill my car with scoops and drive back for like a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm missing out on those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say 45 minutes is far for box lunch. I'm like, that sounds heavenly. I drive that far for work every day.
I'm a perspective of that. I mean, I'm thankful I have one close to me in that way. You know, it could be at the top of the state or in the UP or elsewhere, but
I didn't
there's
even
no
know there
box
were
lunch in Canada
stores. I
either.
thought that was just something you got in the mail.
I remember before there were box lunch stores, box lunch did these pop-up shops in like major cities, and they did one in New York, and we went, and it was really cool. They had the walls like painted with all the different Hanna-Barbera, well, Warner Brothers characters. You know, they just really went all out with these stores. They sold like Scooby stuff, Warner Brothers, Flintstones, Jetsons. It was really, really cool. And then maybe a year later, they decided to actually open box lunch stores.
They're very neat stores, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're owned by Hot Topic. I think they're the same company.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the thing is, the box lunch, their prices are a little bit more expensive because of their Feeding America work. But they're essentially like a Hot Topic.
Too, though.
What's that?
They kind of have better products, like anyway, than like Hot Topic sometimes.
Like imagine a Hot Topic, but it doesn't have like the music band focus, like with all the band t-shirts, and the paint isn't black. Like the walls at my
They
store.
took out the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about the edge.
Family friendly.
Box lunch is more family friendly. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
even,
but there's nothing
even just the
Canada.
employees that they hire. I feel like sometimes, you know, I mean, to me, I love it. If I could dye my hair purple and like have a bunch of piercings and more tattoos, I'd totally do it. But my bosses will fire me if I dye my hair. They didn't like it when I did like I did burgundy on top and black underneath, and my boss's wife said she would pray for me. So
Wow.
yeah,
Aw.
she didn't like that very much. But I guess I should cut that out just in case any of my coworkers watch this.
Yeah, maybe.
Just
Oh,
one
God.
time, get a really good wig, okay?
Yeah.
One comment that Derek made is, I also hate the fact that if you get something in the box, you got to pay an extra, you know, a much higher fee. And I think that's just crazy.
I mean,
maybe a little bit more, but sometimes it's like lots. It's just insane. It's like, what do you need the box for?
It depends on like how like newish you want it to be. Like if you don't mind it having like wear and tear, like,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. Like my Nutcracker, for instance, I really, really want one with the box, but I have yet to find it with the box. But no one's ever selling it anyway. So when I found it, I'm like, nope, I'm still getting it. I don't care if it has the box or not, because I just love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find that my opinion is if somebody really, really wants the box, it's for resale value. And I don't buy my Scoobies to resale. They're going to be with me till the end of my days. So I don't worry about that kind of stuff. But I understand what you're saying.
But you know, I have a different perspective on the boxes because of Wendy, because Wendy's always talking about how she likes the box art on some stuff more than the actual product itself.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I shared a
I
cookie
love
jar at
box
one
art.
point, and Wendy was like, "I like the box more than I like the cookie jar." Yeah,
But I
am for sure a packaging guy. Like sometimes like the stuff out of the packaging, if you can find it and it's like, oh, it's a cool item, like sure. But sometimes like the thing in the packaging just really isn't like all that cool. But like the design of the artwork is just like, I have to get it just for that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
that's the best part sometimes.
I've created a Scooby-Doo scrapbook and where I've kept like pictures from magazines and stuff like that. And that's what I do when I have a box that might have a really cool picture, is I'll cut it out and then I'll put it in the scrapbook.
You know,
So
and
at
it can
least
also
I
be
keep it that way.
it can also be a little like window through time as well. If it's something relatively kind of vintage and retro, like just on the top of my head, the Scooby Pogo. I found so many of them on eBay that didn't have the box, but I knew from a friend of ours, Ashton, that on the back of it, there's almost an advertisement for Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. And it's kind of mad to me that there's this movie that I grew up with, and just imagining that there was once a point in time where it was, you know, something was physically released to promote that movie. I'm kind of like, I don't know, that's really kind of cool to me. So I think some boxes are just a window to a different period that are kind of almost nostalgia.
Sometimes with the boxes, I feel like I don't have the complete item if I don't have the box with it too. So yeah, because a lot of things, like if I have the box and I know that I can take it out, or the box isn't really great, like my cookie jars are all out of the box because most of the boxes have a lot of wear and tear. But when I look for cookie jars, I look for them with the box, even if the box looks horrible, just because I feel like it's more complete that way.
I like things in boxes because a lot of time it helps me display them, like the stack that I have right there.
Very neat.
So a lot of the times it like makes stuff uniform, or I can use it to hold something else up. And then we were even talking when we started about like the green boxes from the early 2000s. That's like what all my stuff is. And like I can tell you, I can be like, oh, you hold that up, oh, that's early 2000s, that's late 2000s, that's 90s. And I just know the packaging. And it's like, yeah, it's part of the story sometimes, but I also love things out of box because I get tons of stuff secondhand. So both are super awesome.
I guess that's that's one of the things with me. Most of my stuff is secondhand, like you said, yard sales, flea markets, that kind of thing. And also I'm in a tiny apartment, so to display it, it kind of almost has to come out of the box so I can fit everything on the shelf. So that's my personal thing, but I understand the ones that like boxes too.
Like I was talking about earlier, how I like to go to garage sales and like thrift stores and antique stores and stuff and do a lot of reselling. So like to me, when I find like Scooby-Doo stuff, but also like anything, I'm definitely more inclined to buy like vintage stuff over newer stuff, just because like of the packaging. I don't know. I guess I'm just like a huge packaging guy because like with my art, I also make like toy packaging and stuff too. So maybe like that's what's inspired me to make it, is just like enjoying packaging of things. So like when you find something that's got like really neat packaging design, that's what makes me want to buy it, versus like I go to like Walmart or something, you go in the toy aisle and it's like, you're like, that like, it just like doesn't attract me just because it's like not as cool. Like, and also like display value, like toys, like I've got like I don't know if you guys know Mad Magazine, but I've got Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine. He's dressed as like Batman. And he's in the package still. So I've got that like just hanging on the wall like that. And I feel like it just wouldn't be as cool without the packaging, like just him standing on a shelf. Like it just almost makes it more, I don't know, just something about it, more displayable. And it kind of has the whole, like Nikki was saying, like it's complete, you know?
With Scooby-Doo, especially that marketing blitz of 2000 at those boxes. These boxes are not attractive. These boxes are
no, they're not really.
They're not even a product shot. It's just a cartoon, you know, and they've got everything in that same packaging. I'm fine with getting rid of that packaging.
Yeah, I think a really good tip for collectors of anything, and I understand people collect for different reasons, but I really do think that if you want to collect something, collect what you love because you love it. Don't worry about resale value. Don't try and make an investment in anything except for your happiness.
I agree.
I know that a lot of people put a lot of money into a collection, regardless of whether it's Scooby or it's paintings or it's whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. And they think, you know, someday it'll be worth something, whether that's because they want the money for something or they want to pass it on to their kids or whatever they want to do with it. It's kind of irrelevant. My point is, collect things to enjoy them now and hopefully enjoy them in the future. Don't go looking to make an investment. make yourself happy with it. And that means that if it looks better in the box, keep it in the box. If it looks better out of the box, don't feel bad about taking it out and getting rid of it or repurposing it. You know, if you're somebody like Devin, you can probably find a use for the box in some other project that you're doing. You're not wasting it. Because I feel like probably half of my Funkos I take out of the box and the other half are probably still in it. And it 100% depends on whether or not I think that the box art looks really good or not. Because I feel like some of the boxes, the colors and stuff, it just looks better than others, and others it just looks like, no, get it out of the box. It doesn't look, the box is not adding anything to it. It's kind of taking away from its like how it looks. But what those boxes are great for is decorations. I don't know how many Funko Pop boxes now I use to put different ornaments in at Christmas time, like when I'm putting stuff away. And honestly, like, and people will find this, the older you get, the more of a feeling you have for nostalgia.
Yes.
I have 2 Scooby-Doo tins in my collection, like big tins that had popcorn or something in them at one time. And because I have always primarily liked things out of the box, I will kind of do what Al does though. And that is if I like a piece of packaging, well, I'll cut it out. I'll get rid of the rest of the box, but I'll cut out this little piece of packaging. And honestly, I never thought to do a scrapbook. That's like a wonderful idea, but I would just chuck them in these tins. And a few months ago, I was bored and I was like, you know what? I'm going to open one of those tins and see what's in it. And to find like little bits of boxes and an advertisement that I didn't even know I had, that
cool.
The last time I saw it, I was like 9 years old. Wow. That's more than 20, you know, it's a long time ago. And
Cool.
to see it again, I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I saved that. You know, I didn't have to save the whole box to still get that feeling of, wow, I remember this, or this is making me feel a certain way. So collect what you love because you love it, and display your stuff the way that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be in the box. It doesn't have to be out of the box. It can be whatever you want it to be. There are no rules to that at all. Do it the way that you want to do it, because the point of collecting is to do something that's making you happy and brings you joy. So do it the way you want.
Very well.
Wendy, Wendy, I have one of those tins, and I keep my
Yes?
Scooby-Doo Apocalypse comic books inside them.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Fits perfectly. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so let's start talking about our favorite pieces in our collection. And Wendy, we're going to start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, because my favorite piece of Scooby memorabilia, whether I have it or not, I mean, it will always be, I don't even know if I can like that big one in the corner. Obviously, I've talked about him before, my 1980 Mighty Star Scooby. I mean, you guys might not believe this, but I swear to you, if someone came to me and said, Wendy, I will trade you that one Scooby for a 100% genuine original animation cell from the very first episode of Scooby-Doo, signed by Iwa Takamoto, Joe and William, and all of the original voice actors, I will swap you 1 for 1 the animation cell for this Scooby. Guys, honest to God, I couldn't do it.
Wow.
I couldn't do it. That is how much that Scooby means to me. I have had that Scooby since I was like 5 years old, and I could not trade him for anything. So he will always be my absolute favorite. But I did pick out some other cool stuff. And Nikki's going to be mad. I'm so cheating right now. I have 2 or 3 things. I was like, oh, I can make it more than that. Okay. So my trio of Scooby Bees are definitely, so I have a real one, the Imperial Toy Company 1977 push puppet. I have a real one. And then we have 2 Hungarian knockoff Scooby D's, a black one and a white one. So, I mean, she was like my holy grail item for like my whole life. Ever since I saw that bumper for Boomerang, I've wanted her. So my trio of D's are definitely at the top of my list. And this that I got earlier this year, which is very unusual. I had never seen one before, and I got him for a pretty good deal. So he is a vinyl soap dish, made in England, 1973. And I just think he is so cute.
That
And
is
it's
cute.
actually like for a piece of vinyl, he's quite heavy. He's pretty heavy, but I thought he was just like so unusual. Like I say, I had never seen one before.
Yeah, that
And
shape
then-
is odd.
Right? And then there he was, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting him for sure. So the soap dish.
Flexible, it's okay.
And I'm throwing in a bonus item. Because anything that is like scrappy and Canada's
Oh.
Wonderland is like my favorite
Yeah.
thing. But this particular pin in particular, I don't know. Look how cute he is, guys. Look
Scrappy
it.
He
represent.
doesn't have his fist up, so I'm good.
Okay, last item is this little
Oh, that's
plastic,
cute.
a little plastic license plate, and it's dated 1972. And I have seen these with Muttley on them, and they come in a variety of different names. And I mean, I was the kid that was always looking on like those keychain racks, like where's my name? There's pens. They've got every name. I mean, they've got Tatiana, and there's no Wendy. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, like what? Why? Why is
Never
it?
had
My name is not
Tiger
that unusual. So when I saw that there was a Wendy one and it was Scooby, I mean, obviously, yeah. So that one is very special.
That's cool.
That's my list.
That's really cool.
One,
Devin.
two,
I
three.
tried not to cheat like Wendy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is not the physical item, but I have a printed off picture of it because I couldn't bring it here. But basically, I've talked to Cam, Nikki, and Wendy about this before. My parents got me this poster when I was like 2 years old. I've had it in my bedroom ever since I was a kid. It's in the other room, not my bedroom now, but it's in the other room. I've had it hanging on my wall forever. And the reason it's my favorite is one, sentimental value, but also because it's this Scooby-Doo Where Are You poster, okay, from 1999. Oh my gosh, I'm backwards. And the reason it's so weird to me is that it has all the, oh, it's so backwards, wow. It's got all the Scooby-Doo Where Are You villains on it. But then it's got this weird mummy in the middle, which is weird because Scooby-Doo Where Are You had a mummy in it, but it's not that mummy from the episode. And I've done mad research, and the only time I can find this mummy is in, what was it called? Is in a Scholastic book, and it was called The Mummy's Curse, and it was a Scooby-Doo book, but that's the only time that this specific mummy popped up was in this book. And so I'm like wondering, like, why was it on this poster with the Scooby-Doo Where Are You villains? And every time I look at it every day, and I'm always so confused. I'm like, why is he included? But like the color scheme of it with the purple and blue and everything. Yeah.
Like why not show the actual mummy from, the episode?
It makes no sense. Like they had a mummy right there ready to go. So I thought that was like super odd that they chose to do like a different one from something else.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
ton
I
of
asked them.
coloring books with
do you
that
guys- yeah.
art in it.
Do you have
Yeah.
info on this? Does anyone have info? I've been wondering and I can't find anything on it.
It's
On
like
this mummy.
I'm pretty sure it is. There's a few coloring books. There's a bunch that release. There's a bunch of different covers, but it's always the same kind of stories inside of it. And
Okay.
it's a version of Scooby-Doo and the Mummy too, but the intro shot is that exact mummy.
Weird.
If they
Very
look
odd. I don't know. I've
in
never
a-
seen the poster. I've tried to like reverse Google image search it and stuff, and like it just does not exist. Like I can't find it anywhere. But that's my first item. My second item. Oh, okay, so I've got this. What is this? Talking Scooby snacks maker. So it's like a mystery machine, and it makes like the Scooby snacks. And the packaging, awesome, right? I'm a big packaging guy, like I said. And two, it's really cool to me because my wife's grandpa was also like a big Scooby-Doo fan, and he had like a bunch of Scooby-Doo stuff. And when he passed away, my wife's grandma gave me like some of his Scooby-Doo stuff because she knew I like Scooby-Doo. And this is one of those things that she gave me, and I was like, oh man, and like I'm pretty sure he already opened it, but like I haven't opened the box just because I couldn't bring myself to it. And I was like, I just think it's so cool because like it's so big in the packaging, and like as a kid, I love like who didn't love the Scooby snacks, like best fruit snacks ever, and the machine that makes them. I thought that was really cool. So that's definitely one of like my personal favorites. And my last one's actually hanging on the wall here this whole time.
I love
So basically, this is an ad that was in a Superman comic in 1969, and it's featuring a bunch of like Saturday morning cartoons that were gonna air. and it has the original. Oh man, the lighting is terrible.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
cool.
But it's got the original ad for when Scooby-Doo was going to air. You know, and in the corner, it says September 13th, 1969 or whatever, like, oh, it's airing this date, you know. So that's definitely like, it's my favorite because this is like one of the first pieces of like Scooby-Doo like being seen by the world. You know what I mean? Like when this ad came out for the show, and it was before the show aired, and they knew it was gonna be like such a big success. So like it's really cool to like own a piece of history in that sense, where it's like the show could have failed and it could have been garbage, and this could be nothing and like trash in someone's attic or whatever. But it's cool to own because it's like, hey, that was like the start of you know, a show that's been on for 52 years. So like, I don't know, really cool. I should have chose some more things. I didn't know Wendy was going to cheat like that and choose so many extra things.
So now we can all cheat.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nikki.
Oh my God.
JB, what are your favorite Scooby items?
So I guess I'll start with this one here. It's the Scooby-Doo Pogo. It still works and everything. It's become a bit of like a feature in some of our videos where we'll open like some Funko sodas, and then when we find like the chase, we like let it off. It like jumps about and it screams. It gets me in a lot of trouble because I'm living with my parents. So like the first time they heard it, they were like, "What is that?" And it's mad, but I love it so much. And it came in the box. I did take it out, but this is the first one. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I don't want to break anything. But the second one is this. Oh gosh, this is gonna glare. But this is the Shaggy Funko Pop signed by Matthew Lillard. They did a convention in October called For the Love of Horror that was in Manchester, which was actually really lucky because for all England's not a big place as such, and especially not compared to America. It was only like half an hour away from where I'm living currently. So Millie and I went over there. Such a surreal experience. Like I was panicking, I was trembling, but that was amazing. And then I think the third one is in the background there. I don't know how visible that is. Yeah. But it's a Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne Scooby-Doo 2002 poster. It was displayed in cinemas, and it was so crazy because I just saw it and I wanted it just because I wanted the print. So I impulsively bought it, relatively decent price, maybe like 45 pounds in America, and I just bit the bullet and pressed purchase. You know, and just gritting and bearing it. And then I was really panicky because they added on an extra 45 pounds automatically because of import fees for a poster. So I'm like, what have I done? Like I've been overcharged, like I've been had here. And then it arrived and it was this massive thing on double-sided canvas. And I just thought I was getting a standard poster. So I was like, oh, okay, that's why. But that's kind of my favorite one so far. If I were to give an honorable mention, it would be the complete Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed collector's album for like those cards. And there's loads of cool stuff in it, like costume cards and autograph cards, but that's hidden within a pile of stuff over there. So that's kind of my thing.
Annie, what are your favorite pieces in your collection?
Oh man, I struggle because like anything in here I love. But to kind of narrow it down, we have this good sweet boy right here, who is a very new addition, but it's a Warner Brothers Studio Store Scrappy, and he's just cute, as big as me and squishy, and right. Look at it! Look at that little tail.
Oh.
And I'm just a plush sucker, so that's why I have a roof of Scooby-Doo plush and everywhere. So I only chose one plush. To be careful of that. The next one would be this set of 5 magnets. And it's from a store called Claire's, which I think is also in the States.
Yes, it is.
And this was basically what made me seriously start collecting. Because when I got this, I didn't want to take it out of the wrapper. And then I was like, I really want to keep it in. And then that's when somebody was like, well, you can collect things, you know? And I was like, haha, I'm going to take this too far. But just even Shaggy lying down like this at the bottom, like.
That's so different.
Yeah, so wild. And I got like, there's a little frame one that like was also in the set. So I spent all my money on this one. And the last
Cool.
thing, it's gonna take me a second, is my
Oh,
Boo Brothers cell, and
Love
it's signed by Bill and Joe.
awesome.
And Boo Brothers is like my favorite movie. And I found this while being dragged to the mall with my dad for last minute Christmas shopping. And he said I just gasped and ditched him. And I saw it down being sold as from a private collection. And it's got its certificate of authenticity. And it was framed like this, just sitting in the mall on clearance.
Holy
What?
shit.
Oh my god.
Like,
so jealous.
the story and the fact it's Boo Brothers and signed, I was like, whoa, that ain't real. So, yeah, it's even got the little plaque and everything. That's not,
Cool.
you're not
So
gonna see that.
awesome.
Trust me, it's there.
Really cool. Jimmy,
Those are
what
my
are your favorite items?
I come from a lot of action figures. It's kind of my number one thing. When I first started looking at Scooby things, I started looking at action figures. Unfortunately, over the past 52 years, it's just giving you like this weird handful of the same figure with minor changes. Along the same lines, though, is they had these equity figures, these 8-inch figures that came out in 2000. That's my favorite line that they have, period. I just don't have Fred at this point, so really my favorite is just that whole line of them. But I finally completed everything except for Fred the other day. But at least I know that I have been down that pathway of trying to find the best action figure, at least for the Scooby line. At the same time, I was also trying to find the best mystery machine as far as it's widely acceptable, widely available rather. There's lots of different versions. Die-cast is always best. There's of course the big 1/18 scale one that's just so big and unwieldy and always expensive, but they have these nice little 1/24 scale the Jada toys, I believe, that come with two little die-cast figures, and it's a fantastic little car. It's just really nice. You can jam figures in there if you've got some of the smaller ones. I like it. But then recently I've started going for more of the older things. You did a lot of die-cast little figures, things like that. But then just the other day, the newness hasn't worn off yet. It's really not that great. But I ran across this weird 1976 romper room puzzle thing, try to figure out how to tell time thing. And I thought that was awfully neat, so I had to pick that up, and the newness hasn't worn off. So yeah, we'll say it's one of my favorites for now. So without cheating, I listed a bunch of things. I think that's a quick 3.
What about you? What are your favorites?
I'm like Danny. I had a hard time deciding. I love everything in the collection, but a couple of them are, I don't know if you can see this. It's a zombie Shaggy. You can see his face. It was made by SFBI, and it's only one of a certain number. I'm not sure how many. I found it when I went to New York City a couple of years ago on my honeymoon, and it was about $150, but I said, I don't care. I am getting that. That was so cool. I've never seen anything like it. So that's definitely one piece. The other one I'm going to have to move around here for a moment is the Barbie set, the taller ones. Definitely a favorite because they were a Christmas gift from my husband. One of the first years that I started collecting, and he found all of them and surprised me with them. And he said, just the look on my face when I started to open them up was priceless. So that means a lot to me. Another item, and these are homemade. I know Nikki has seen them. You can see them properly.
Oh, those are neat.
They're made by a friend of mine. They're made from polymer clay, and he got the idea. Those are actually t-shirt designs. So he got the idea of putting that into clay, and over the last year, he made me those 6, and I'm hoping that eventually I can convince him to do some of my favorite villains too, when the time comes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was what, 3 already. I'm just gonna one quick one. It's also that collection. I don't know if you can see them.
Are they
properly.
paper?
They're made of, they're like cardboard cutouts, and they were made, I found them at a comic convention, and they're handmade. So those are pretty cool to me too. I just like things that are very unique and different. Like Jimmy said, I mean, there's a million of the little action figures. I mean, they're all cool, but they're not unique, and that's what I like, is the uniqueness of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other item would be like my scrapbook, where I got all my favorite posters and pictures from over the years. But that's a really personal thing. Yeah, that's it.
Eric, how about you? What are your favorite items?
So the first one has actually been here the whole time. It's my Warner Brothers Studio Store Nutcracker. I've wanted this for years, and I finally got my hands on one this year. So this is my first Christmas with him. He's proudly on display at home with all my other Christmas stuff. He came out in, let's see, 1997, Warner Brothers Studio Store. So he's really cool. I have 4 items that I wanted to talk about, 2 of which I don't have an image of or anything. One of them being the 2020 Scoob movie theater lobby display, just because of how hard to get that is. And really the only reason why I have it is because of the pandemic. You know, all the movie theaters closed, and I reached out to my local one, and they were like, okay, well, we'll sell it to you if you want it. And I'm like, sure. And I got it for $150, so I was pretty happy with mine.
You have the whole thing, right? Not just Scooby, but the letters too.
I have all the letters and everything. They're all disassembled from the base, and they're all in the rafters of my garage right now. It will be reassembled one day. I have a 2002 Scooby-Doo Burger King comic book. It was produced by DC Comics. The reason why that one's special to me is just because I remember the night distinctly when I pulled it out of the Burger King bag with my Happy Meal, or not Happy Meal, but you know, Burger King's kids meal. And that got me started on my comic book collecting, because comic books make up the majority of my collection. And then lastly, I have my 1997 Warner Brothers Studio Store porcelain Scooby-Doo box. So he is this tiny little hinge box. I love him so much. He's one of an edition of 500. So if you open him up at his neck and you pull him out.
Awesome.
Come on, it's not coming out. There we go. He has a Scooby snack in his body.
Oh my gosh.
That's really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. He's really special to me. I have the box here that he came in, and I also have the certificate of authenticity with it too.
Nice.
So he's really special to me just because he's so rare and so small and cute, and I don't know, he's just, he's perfect. I love him.
Tiger, what about you? What are your favorite items in your collection?
So yeah, unfortunately, I'm in the process of moving, so I don't have anything with me. I feel kind of bad, but I do have a couple things I want to show. But first, I want to talk about my favorite thing, right, is this Mr. Machine piggy bank. My fiance bought it for me for Christmas last year, surprised me, brought it in the check-in bag from Florida all the way to Jersey. And it's just, I've never seen anybody talk about it. I never saw it in any store. She's like, she saw it in an outlet mall and had to stop her car and go and grab it for me. And it's just a beautiful, like, probably made of porcelain. I do have one thing here, and this is definitely amongst my favorite, not just because of what it is, but also the memories. I met Nikki. I had the honor. We went to this game. The game was boring. I don't care about baseball, but it was fun to get the.
Went for the bobblehead.
Right.
Yeah.
I ended up stuck in that parking lot for 8 hours waiting for a tow truck, but it's terrible. Okay. It was worth the bobblehead. And my favorite thing, which I don't have all of, but I'll say my friends and the people in the Scooby community, they're stickers. I love the stickers. I have ScoobyAddicts stickers. I have Scooby Van stickers. If anybody else has stickers, let me know. I want them. And I have, of course, mine here. But that's it. Yeah.
I'll send you some Scoobcast stickers, Tiger.
Yes, thank
You're
you.
funny.
All right, so my first one is this guy. He's like too big to show you the entire thing, but he's a paper mache Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
And
It's amazing.
I think he was like a display at the Warner Brothers store. He's from 2000. He was actually shipped to me from California. I don't know if any of you know Dave Nimitz, but I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he found him at an antique mall. He sent me pictures. He said, "Do you want me to see if this guy is for sale?" And I'm like, "Yes, definitely." So he bought it. I sent him money. He shipped it to me. And yeah, he's definitely my favorite. I love him so much.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
That's really special.
So the next thing is the Mighty Star Puppet from 1980. I keep a water bottle in him so that I can keep him upright on the shelf.
Perfect.
Good idea.
But he has the tag and everything, which is really cool. And then I don't know that he's like one of my favorite items, but he's my favorite plush. And I just wanted to show him because he has little puppets on his
wow.
hands.
So
And
cute.
I mean, I might have done like, because I think this is a Scooby puppet. It's supposed to be Scooby. I might have done a Scrappy puppet on one hand and Shaggy on the other. But whatever. I think this is really cool. I love it. He's from
Yeah, it's really cute.
2008 from Six Flags. So yeah. So that is my stuff.
Awesome.
I would love to go to
Now-
Six Flags now and find some Scooby merchandise, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I wish they would let you go into their store without having to go into the theme park, because I'm not big on theme parks. So the only reason I'd buy a ticket is to hunt down somebody in a Scooby costume and buy the Scooby stuff in the store.
Cool.
So let's talk about the things that we wish we had in our collections. And JB, let's start with you.
Oh, so I think one of them is and I think Al mentioned these and even showcased these. So I was kind of like turning from my usual shade of chocolate brown to green when the Daphne Barbie dolls came up. And I was
see your
like,
face.
wow, they are just amazing. I think the one from the original 2002 movie, I think would be my preference over the poncho one, but definitely that one. If I can find that in the box, like I think I'd sell an organ for that, you know, like that would be, oh my gosh.
That one?
Yes, oh my gosh.
Just mentally
How
taking
much
notes
did
for
you-
everybody.
How much did you say you wanted for?
Well, I've got a kidney, a lung. You can have a
That's
parent,
organ.
they'll work.
You can take my brain, it's
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, but yeah, I would definitely go through a lot of medical procedures off books for that particular item. Oh, and then sticking on the theme of Daphne, I think if I could get my hands on a Daphne Funko Pop signed by either Grey Delisle or Sarah Michelle Gellar or anyone that's been Daphne really, you know, Kate Melton, anyone, just a Funko Pop in good condition signed by any of them would be absolutely incredible. And then the third one, oh gosh. I know one that would have been on it while I'm like procrastinating finding one, because I did think about a third one, but I think it was from one of the Warner Brothers stores, and it's Scooby and Scrappy in a plane together, like and I think Scrappy's like reaching forward for a parcel of presents. I imported that recently from the US, and I'm just really excited for it to arrive. I think that's just going to be absolutely incredible. Oh gosh, I did think of a third one, but I'm not entirely convinced that I know what that is anymore. I think it's just because I'm nervous. I don't know.
We can get
I
back
don't
to it.
know.
Yeah, if you think about
Yeah.
it, let me know. We'll
Yeah.
get back to that.
Yeah, I'm stressed. Thank you.
Tiger, what about you? What are the items that you wish you had in your collection?
Oh, well, somebody just posted this recently. I had no idea it existed. I first of all, I really want a Scooby-Doo vinyl. Anyone. I love vinyls. I've got thousands. Like you'll never see, but I have thousands. So a Scooby-Doo one in there would make my life. But In the Land of a Million Drums by Outkast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would just make me die. I'd be so happy to find that. I didn't even know it existed until I think maybe it was JAYBEE who posted it.
It was quite cheap, you know. If I get another one, I'll send it to you.
Let
Like
me know.
legit,
Thank you.
because it was literally like £3.
Wow.
And it works on everything. So I will, in fact, if you want, I'll send you one if I can find one like that.
Yes, please.
I've been looking for that as well.
If they're like that cheap, I'll literally distribute them all. Like, I'll just
Yeah.
claim what I
So yeah, either that or like the book read along vinyls. I don't know what they're called. The mini ones. I think those are so adorable. I'd be so happy to have them. A cell, of course. I don't have any. I'd be happy with anyone. I don't care if it's signed or not. Just having a piece of actual Scooby history that would be on screen, like this is actually what's there. You know what I mean? I can't even fathom that.
There are lots of flim flam available online.
Okay.
If you
I love
flim flam.
Love him. And all right, number one. I think I already said number one, but number one of number one would be the real mystery machine they used in either the 2009 films or the 2002 films. Just the actual, somebody has it somewhere, the real mystery machine or the real mystery limousine. But I doubt that they have that limousine still, but I feel like somebody has that actual mystery machine somewhere and I want to get my hands on it.
Could you imagine owning that limo? That would be
right.
insane. That would be crazy.
I've driven a truck and trailer, so I can't imagine driving a limo. But I'll try
Yeah.
it with that one.
Right. Yeah, that would be the biggest grail to find. You know, even from the Levant films, it would be fun. That was a unique design, you know.
Derek, what about you? What are your grails?
One I actually am seeing on screen. I would really like that that you're holding, Danny. It is so cute. I really love him. I didn't come prepared with that one. I see him now and I want him now. But I know that one that also incidentally is in Danny's collection is that Vanity. I think it's adorable. And I think that that's such an awesome thing for you to have because it's just such a unique thing. I've always wanted the orange border tin lunchbox from, I think it was the early 1970s. I have the yellow one with the thermos, but I would love to get my hands on the orange variant. I was so mad this last summer because I was at a collector comic book store and they had the thermos, but they didn't have the lunchbox. And I don't remember what they were selling the thermos for, but it was way too expensive for me to buy that and not get the lunchbox, so I didn't get it. It was a big bummer. And I think I had another one too, but I wasn't sure what I was going to say. I think I just got distracted by that Scrappy-Doo, so I think I'm going to say that one. Yeah, those are my three because I would just love to have any of those. I really had to think about this list because I've been really fortunate recently to find a lot of things I've been really wanting, like the Nutcracker or the Pup Named Scooby-Doo comic book. I had to like rethink my list. I'm like, oh, what do I actually want now? What's next?
Oh, that comic book. Oh yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, I was very happy when I found mine.
It's hard to find. Amazon had it for sale for $500. And I was like, I'm not paying $500.
I don't know what hit me because like I had been looking for it for a while, and then one night I was laying in bed, I was about to go to bed, and it popped in my head, so I just opened eBay and it was there, and I'm like, it was meant to be. I can't.
The Archie one?
What's that?
Is it the Archie one? Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What are your grails?
Couple. Definitely a cell. Anything from any of the multiple movies and shows, but especially from the original series. I did find one in a store a couple of years ago, and it was like between $500 and $700, and was like at the time there was just no way I could afford that. So I regret that, but eventually, like I said earlier, I'll find it again somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. These plush dolls, oh, they have the hard plastic head. I have everything except Daphne, so I would love to get Daphne to finish off the set. I found it recently, somebody online was selling, but they wanted to sell the entire set, not individual. So again, I'll find it eventually. And nothing in specific, but I love collecting the villains. And I would love to see more of that stuff come out. I have a lot of the villains from the first series. Like Charlie the robot is one of my favorites, Captain Cutler, the spooky space ghost. But I would love to see more of those come out. And if they did, I'd buy them all.
Couldn't
So
agree
yeah,
more.
nothing, pardon?
I could not agree more.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, not any item in specific, but definitely some of those would be great.
Danny, what about you?
Mine are kind of all over the place. To start, I have always wanted the Warner Brothers Studio Store cookie jar where Scooby's breaking out of the TV. That one is very, very cool. I've always wanted that one, but haven't come across it. And then another Warner Brothers Studio Store one is Stephanie and her pal Scooby-Doo. And it's a doll, and she's in a Scooby outfit, and then she has a little Scooby. And like the art on the box is super cute. And I collect a few dolls, none that look like Stephanie, but I was just like, then it's kind of like mixing the two. And also just the little outfit she's wearing is like to die for. And the last one I was so close to getting, and it's the Scooby-Doo Bissell vacuum, the Groovy vac. Oh my god, I want a Scooby vacuum. And it's like that like 2000s clear plastic where you can see the like insides.
What?
Like, yeah.
I've never seen this.
It's
Never seen it.
A working vacuum?
It's like for kids, but yeah, it's a Bissell vacuum too.
Wait, it's a kid vacuum?
What?
Like, I could share a picture. I've tried to get this for like so long.
I Google it, and it's really neat. I see what you're talking about.
Like, what's the most random thing I could think of? A vacuum, but I need it.
Oh my god.
I was most excited to hear yours. Like, what does the Scooby Collector who has everything want? And this is you did not disappoint.
Yeah. I think we're gonna all have to look up that vacuum because I've never seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm curious.
Okay, Danny, now you have competition. We're all going to be looking for
find
it.
everybody a vacuum. I'll try.
Devin, what are your grails?
I as well would love an animation cell, obviously. Who wouldn't? And I actually was gonna buy one time. I searched for months, literally for months. I was like looking all over the internet on like websites that sell cells and on like eBay and stuff, just trying to find like the perfect one. Because I was like, if I'm gonna spend money on it, because you know they're pretty expensive, I want to get like the right one for me. And then I finally found this one, and it was Shaggy, and it was signed by Casey Kasem. And I was like, holy crap, I want this. And so I was like, I got the okay from my wife. She was like, go for it. I know you want it. And I was like, all right, I'm going for it. And so I got outbid by like $5 at the end.
Oh,
That's the
I was
worst.
so pissed. I was like, are you kidding me? So I bought a SpongeBob animation cell instead. I was like, I'll wait for Scooby-Doo in the future. I was so upset that I didn't get that. So I got SpongeBob from the Rock Bottom episode from the first season. And I was really excited about that. But since I didn't get that animation cell, I was trying to think outside the box because I knew other people were going to say animation cells too. So I was going to go specifically from the Scooby-Doo Johnny Bravo crossover Bravo Doobie-Doo.
Oh.
I thought that would be a very interesting cell to own. So that's on the list. That'd be cool. I brought pictures just for reference so everybody can see what I'm talking about. I'm counting these as one thing, not two, but I'd love some from the first live action movie. I'd love like the Luna Ghost and like the demon toys, like action figures. Like these are here. Hold on, I'll try this better.
Those
There's
two are
like
very
the whole set
expensive for
listed
some
on
reason.
eBay. Yeah, like for like 300 plus dollars.
Yeah, I know. I
for
just
the whole
can't
set.
bring myself to buy it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I can't do it. But I want them so bad because like these two especially, just because I'm like I said, I'm a big packaging guy, and like I love the live action movies, and they're like something about them, like super early 2000s vibes from it, and I thought they were really cool. So
I
that's
don't think I've
definitely
ever seen any merchandise of those zombie monsters.
Yeah.
Whatever they are.
Yeah,
They're-
that's why I
wow.
want them. Like, there's like nothing from it, and the Luna Ghost too, like ridiculously cool. I feel like one of you have this, but the character reference guides. Yeah, Wendy,
They all shake their head.
Yeah, I don't have them. Cam has
Okay.
them. I think.
Oh,
Nikki,
Cam
you
has
have
them.
them.
You have them
Yeah, I
because
have them.
I was looking for pictures to print off, and it
Yeah.
really took me to your Pinterest page, Wendy. And I was like,
You
okay,
already know everything I want.
yeah. I was like, okay.
They're
So I
really
think this is really cool.
Mhm.
This last
Yeah.
one is super specific. Okay, it's also from the first live action movie. Okay, so I'm a big like production person. Like I like all the like props and like behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that. Obviously, who doesn't? But I was thinking like very specific, and I was like Minor 49ers hat.
Wow.
That would
Okay,
be
I-
awesome.
Okay, I printed off. Here's a closer version. You see how it has that like it's got like a cool like lantern in it. I don't know if you've ever like seen it close up, but like that'd be a pretty sweet like prop to have like on display on like a fake head or something like that. And like I found a picture of like when they were they were practicing what it was gonna look like with clay and stuff, so you can see it a little better.
Cool.
But I was like that'd be pretty sick. And also this picture of him and Matthew Lillard is just fantastic. So
Right.
Did you just
I
get a
have that
photo printer or something?
yeah, don't worry about it. And that's all I got.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You actually just reminded me of my third one there with
Nice.
with those toys, and it's literally I think some bloke has this. He won like an auction or something, but it's the physical costume of the Luna Ghost from the first live action movie. I think someone has that. I don't know if they'll ever sell it. I don't know. They're probably going to be older than me, realistically. So I think they'll die, and I can buy it at that point. So fingers crossed. You can pray. So when that goes on sale, once the owner is buried, I want to buy it. My goal in life is to earn enough money at that stage to win the auction, because that would be amazing. But I don't think
Yeah.
I'd respect it. I think I'd want to wear
Yeah.
it, like, and then display it in a case. But that would be incredible.
If that
Nikki
does
and Wendy,
ever go on auction, Cameron's gonna want that too. So I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, whatever you're willing to spend now, double that,
He-
because Cameron has been looking for that.
that's what I was gonna say. Wasn't he saying that he had a chance to buy it or something one time, but he like passed it up for some reason?
Because it was like
so, yeah.
$5,000 or something like
Oh,
that.
that would be a good reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Oh, I'd have to import it as well.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. That would be so cool.
No, you fly and then you wear it and then you come
Yeah.
back.
You take that on the airplane.
I'll wear it on the plane, yeah.
puffing-
Just
They
trying
would
to do
not let
the
you wear
lounge.
that on the plane.
Oh, no, I'd be
Wait, is
tackled
it
by
Could you imagine
security.
driving in the stretch limo, the Mystery Machine limo, wearing the Luna Ghost costume with the
Yeah.
Minor
Perfect.
49er hat on? That'd be
That's
sick.
perfect.
Ladies would be lining up.
Oh yeah. Forget about that. Pamela
Wait,
Anderson.
so is it the whole costume with like the underneath stuff and everything, or is it just the outside?
I don't actually know. I think it looks like the
Wow.
full display, but I don't know if there's like any of the little inflatables or anything on the inside. I
Right.
don't know if it's just the shell, but the shell looks cool.
It needs to breathe fire like in the movie.
But you gotta be able to float up, you know?
It has to be fully functional. Or not at all.
Yeah.
I just want to wear
Jimmy,
it.
what are your grails?
I think for me, my first one would be something that's probably never going to happen. I would love to see a set of modern 6-inch scale action figures. I want, crazy Marvel guys, Star Wars guys to be able to go up against Phantom Racer, something, just think that would be a fun thing for an adult collectible, but that's just my thing. Other than that, I'd love to see myself. I want to get more of the oldest things possible, you know, weird off character model, you know, die cast, wrong noses, just, you know, really strange looking Scooby items has really been the kind of things that I've been wanting more recently. And just to run into more fun things. You know, it's hard around here to find much as not plushies and things like that, which isn't really my thing so much, but I would just like to have the chance to run into some more things more often.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Wendy, what about you?
So Derek already mentioned the one at the top of my list, which is the orange lunchbox. It's definitely, I don't know what it is about the orange one. I had the chance to buy the yellow one. It was a price that I would have been comfortable paying for the orange one for sure. But for some reason, I just feel like the yellow one, it just doesn't pop as much. And I'm not a collector that likes to have multiples of things. I would rather just get the one that I want and be done. So I'm definitely holding out for the orange one. I'm actually not really particular about the thermos. I mean, it would kind of depend on the price. Like, I'm certainly not going to pay for both if I'm only getting one. So I would be willing to maybe pay a little bit more, but I don't know, thermoses don't really do much for me. They're okay, but I really just kind of want the box. Second is the Angel Tree Topper. I have wanted that since I was a kid, looking at those Warner Brothers Studio Store catalogs every year and being like, oh my gosh, what I wouldn't give to be able to go in the store, you know, because I've never been to one, but definitely would like to get one of those. And then the third one, I'm curious if anybody else has seen this. I'm going to try and show it on my phone. I don't know if it'll translate or not, but it's, where did I put it down? Okay, it's from 1998. House of Hatton is the name of, I don't know, the company or whatever. And it is this amazing Santa Scooby. Oh, it's not going to show much. I don't know. I'll send a picture to Nikki, but maybe she can put it in. But it's this, like, it's massive too. It's like a big one. It's not small. And the oh, come on. I'll read you what the little card says. So it says, House of Hatton, exclusively for Warner Brothers Studio Stores. Merry Christmas, mystery lovers. Santa Scooby is bound and determined to deliver his sack of Scooby Snack sweets to the world this Christmas. This beautiful Santa was created at the famed Warner Brothers Gallery Studio and was handcrafted with the finest crimson velvet and plush fur trim. Scooby, the mystery-solving Santa, is sure to become a treasured family heirloom, adding a whimsical cartoon touch to your holiday setting for years to come. And it looks like it was limited to 250 pieces. But
Wow.
I mean, clearly I love Christmas, if that wasn't obvious to anybody. And so anytime that you can mix Scooby and Christmas together, I mean, that, like, one of my favorite items is behind my Scooby tree right now, but it's a bubble light, but it's Scooby on the bubble light. And it has glitter inside of it instead of just the colored water. So that was like 3 of my favorite things in the entire world. It's like one of my absolute favorite things. But yeah, this little statue thing is amazing. I don't know that I will ever be able to afford one. I've never seen one go up for sale before. So I don't know how many of those 250 still exist, but I definitely would like to get that someday.
Very cool.
What's your cat's name, Jimmy?
Oh, this is Noodle.
Noodle.
We have tater, pork chop, and Noodle.
Love it.
Oh, wow.
So my Grails are the push puppets, which I have Scooby-Doo. Somehow I managed to trade somebody for something and I got Scooby, which is awesome. I figured, oh, well, it shouldn't be that hard to find Scooby-Dee and Scooby-Dum, but it's almost impossible. There is a Scooby-Dum on eBay for $175 and I'm not paying that much. I just won't. It's too much. So
Which line was that again? I'm sorry.
the Imperial push puppets, like
Oh,
Wendy
understood.
showed the Scooby-Dee one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to have those. So someday
Yes.
maybe I'll have them. If not, I will die very sad.
I think the fact that there are those Hungarian knockoffs is so interesting. Like, it makes me want to find more, you know, off-brand Scooby knockoffs like that. That'd be so interesting.
I do have the Scooby-Doo knockoff. I actually found it on eBay, like super cheap. It was like $10 or something. So I
Wow.
do have that. I figured I would buy that in case I never find Scooby-Doo, then at least I have one that looks exactly like her, just a different base.
Yeah.
The second thing that I want is this print by
Yes.
Bob Singer. I love this so much.
Mhm.
He actually just recently said that he's making prints of this, so I cannot wait until they're available. Like, I just want to buy them all. I won't, but like, I want to wallpaper every room in my house with this picture. I love it
Yeah.
so much.
Let me know if he does release them because I would want one too.
Definitely, yeah. He said he's gonna do 6 different prints.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
yeah, I don't know what the other ones are, but I know this was one of them. And then listening to you guys, I kind of changed what my third thing is. So,
You gotta
So-
tell us what it was and what it is.
Yep.
so
Yes.
what it
Yeah,
was, and
yeah.
I guess it still is. I mean, this I have a picture. He's like a Sheriff Scooby statue. He's from
Yes.
1975.
That's
He
He
beautiful.
would be cool. Now there's one of the, I think he's a bank, but there's one of these on
Yeah.
eBay, but it doesn't have the vest. And
Mhm.
I don't want to buy it unless it has the vest. I mean, I might be able to
I
make
saw
a vest.
that. I thought it was weird looking, and okay, that's why it was missing the vest. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that I added is a cell from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Any episode doesn't matter, but to have a cell from the original series would be amazing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I
I'm
add
gonna
one
do-
thing?
Yeah.
That behind your shoulder, I need one of those, the Scooby Panel prints. That's
Yes,
on
Wendy.
Grail.
Wendy made this. This is awesome.
That's-
I love
yes.
this so much. Wendy made that. Wendy made the picture next to it too.
Cool.
I love the one with all the little small references that you have, Wendy. To see
Mhm.
that
Scooby's
one's
Clues,
so
yeah.
cool. So
Yeah, it was well done.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I took mental notes. I will keep an eye out for everyone.
So I'm going to do a shameless plug right now. We're just going to mention ScoobyMuseum.com because you can go on there. You can add the items that you have. You can favorite items that you want. You can keep track of your collection, or you can just go look at what everybody else has. So it's pretty cool. I'm trying to add stuff to the site every day. I didn't today because I didn't want to change what was on the homepage yet, which is JAYBEE's signed Shaggy pot figure. So I wanted that to stay on the homepage. It's kind of weird because I'll add something to the museum and I'll have a whole like folder of pictures that I want to add to it. But I always go back to the homepage to see how it looks. And if I really like the way it looks on the homepage, then I won't add something for like a few hours because I want that to stay on there. It's very weird.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else that they want to talk about?
That's a dangerous question because I could just
Yeah, I mean-
talk to you guys
Yeah.
about this.
We
for,
can
like,
be here
Yeah,
for
thanks.
hours. Yeah.
All right.
I
So
really
we're
appreciate you guys letting me come on and have a chance to talk with you guys.
Oh yeah, thanks
Really do
for
appreciate it.
thanks for coming on. It
Thank
was
you.
just kind of, I saw that you've been collecting a lot of stuff and collecting some pretty cool items. So, we thought that it would be cool to have you on.
I think it's a midlife crisis. It's possible.
Good midlife crisis to have. I mean, there's worse things that you could be doing.
True.
Agreed. Sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We're going to wrap this up. Be sure to check out everybody's links in the description and have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you all
Merry
for joining us.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for tuning in to another Scooby panel. I'm Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com. If you like these panels, please subscribe to my channel for more great discussions. A very special thank you to Guinness record holder and Scooby collector DANII MEGER, Scooby collector Jimmy Hunt, co-host of That Groovy Scoobcast Derek Queen, artist, blogger, and Scooby collector Wendy BRYDGE, co-host of the Smash or Pass podcast JAYBEE, miniature artist and Scooby fan Devin Smith, Tiger SINGH from Scooby-Doo and DaphneToo, and Scooby collector CHIASSON. Scooby and Shaggy were voiced by Scott Innes. Check out Scott's website, onescottshop.com. Scooby Panel is available in podcast form on most podcast platforms, or as a web series on YouTube. If you would like to support the Scooby Panel, please go to support.ScoobyAddicts.com. Scooby Addicts artwork by Will Davenport, video editing by Nikki Blake, music composed and performed by Bovine Nightmares. Please join us next time for a Q&A with Nikki, Wendy, and Cameron.